Can you share some things from your personal experience that you had, some sexism that you had to deal with in as an Asian woman?
I mean, as an artist, I mean, how many breakdowns are there for petite, slender, sexy Asian woman? You
I'm
know?
sure you get that a lot from
Yeah.
auditions, right? Like, can
Yes.
you be a stereotype and
Yes, and
yeah.
that's something. In general, where like when I say speak my mind,
Hmm.
someone goes like, "Wow, you're very outspoken for an Asian person."
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm not outspoken because I'm Asian or in spite of
Did they
I'm
mean Asian
Asian.
person or Asian woman?
As an Asian person.
Yeah.
Like it is the thing where people don't understand that people who say that they are the most liberal people don't understand that some of the things that they say are reinforcing stereotypes. They don't think it. They don't think that that's what they're doing. They don't think that they're being racist,
Hmm.
but that's them.
Hmm.
That is the way we have created our society, that it's like, at least I'm not a KKK racist. You
That doesn't
know,
make it right. Yeah.
it doesn't, just because
Yeah.
you're not donning the white hood
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can go to like an Asian restaurant and
Oh
be.
yeah, I've often said this. I'm not gonna
Wait, let me
elaborate.
finish.
I'm so sorry.
God damn it. It's that you can't like go to like an Asian restaurant and expect to pay something like fucking like $3 for something when you say like, oh, it's because they're like Chinese, they're like, oh, they, they're not as clean as us, like that is something where like they're like, well, we're not racist, we don't support to the KKK, but then you go to this Chinese restaurant and reinforce negative stereotypes,
Hmm.
you know so I think there is a lot of things that as Asian women we constantly have to deal with, that, I mean, I'm learning more and more about it, and also like I am acknowledging my privilege, and that is something where I realize like I a lot of people don't think that I'm full Vietnamese. They think I'm mixed, so they assume. So like I'm more. I mean, think about this. Like with Asians, we are seen as more white passing. That is something that is our privilege,
Hmm.
that we have to acknowledge too. If we want to move forward in anything, Asians have to acknowledge our privilege in the society, of how we are not criminalized as much as Black people or Latinos.
Hmm.
We are seen as more educated in opposition of the Black people and the Latino community. Why?
Hmm.
It's used by certain parts of the society to pit us against other people. And I think Asians need to realize that we have a very, very huge privilege
Hmm.
of being Asian, and we need to use that to help lift up our brothers and sisters, you know?
Hmm.
And I think that's something where, like, for me, I'm constantly being called out on my privilege and acknowledging it, because I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that this is how I benefited from this system. Like how, like I benefited from the system of going to school and being put in a specialized class because they were like, oh, you're Asian, you're smart, so let's put you here. Versus like someone else who probably was smarter than me,
Hmm.
but didn't get the same opportunities that I did because they weren't Asian.
Hmm.
Where things like that, where we in the Asian community need to realize,
Hmm.
that we ourselves have also been oppressors of Black people. Like we ourselves have been racist towards Black people, Latino people, Native people,
Hmm.
in our fight and our journey for social mobility,
Okay.
you know? And I think that's something that's a very hard conversation to have, especially when you talk to people where they're like, we don't have any privilege, we're poor, we're blah, blah, blah. But it's like, there's something like in the very example of you can walk in front of law enforcement
Hmm.
without feeling terror.
Hmm.
That is privilege.